that came here to the shores of America in the book, one of the 10 lost tribes. And we're going to speak on this further as Ahrayah, the cameraman, comes back. But here's some other facts showing you that the Israelites in Europe and so forth were black. In the National Geographic Museum magazine shows you that the Israelites are black. What you see is Mary and her baby. But we
Can I see that again on the cover of that magazine?
Yeah. What I want to show previously was, see that again? If you could focus in on this about the North American Indian first, before I go to that. Showing you, it says the 10 lost tribes, mystery of the 10 lost tribes. It's not a mystery. They right here in the United States. They're locked up on a reservation. See where it says Mormon? You look up this word Mormons, it's associated with the word, one of the ancient names too.
Is Mormon on there? Where?
Right there. The first Mormon was black anyway. They weren't white people. White people took the records and they claimed to be Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to
that word right there.
A dog.
Turn around to the
American. See what it says? American Indians. See where it's located in the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then you got this Delaware Indians, Massachusetts and Mexican Indians, Peruvians down in South America.
Mm-hmm.
See what it says? Now I'm gonna read this little chapter here. It says, people believe in themselves to be descendants from the 10 lost tribes. The people claimed by different writers to be the 10 lost tribes, dispersed by the Assyrian despotation. So they know that the Indians was dispersed from the Assyrian despotation.
Oh, let's
See that?
Mm-hmm.
People claim by different writers to be the 10 lost tribes, dispersed by the Assyrian deportation of 700 BC. We just read that out of the records, out of the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
Just read it.
Mm-hmm.
So that shows you one thing. The white man
knows the truth.
The devil knows the truth.
And he's concealing it.
He's trying to hide this thing. But we're going to show you in further documents that we are these people. Now, after the North American...
Now, what book was that you were showing me just a minute ago?
Okay, the book that I was showing you a second ago.
Where the map was in. Yeah, show me that book again?
Yeah.
Where the map was in. I just want to get the cover of that book so they know what to look at.
Okay. The cover states Atlas of the Jewish...
Let me get the focus in.
Okay. Atlas of Jewish history, what shows you the diaspora, the different dispersion of the Israelites and of the Jews, how they moved around from one country to the next, from one area to the next in this world.
Who's the author again?
The author name is Martin Gilbert. Martin Gilbert. Right?
Okay.
In the Bible it tells us that Israel was pilgrims on the earth. That means that we went everywhere. We migrated and went everywhere. We was in the Orient, we was in China, we was in Japan, we was everywhere. We had the whole world sold up at one time. And in the future, when Christ come back to free his people out of the United States of America, we're going to rule the world again. We're going to sow this whole earth up. All nations coming into captivity under the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the gospel. That is the good news. That's what Christ ordered his disciples to go out and teach. And the disciples are reincarnated and the prophets are reincarnated in Babylon and America, and they're doing the same thing today. And they're going to do this because it's expedient that the Negro know who he is, because his life depends on it. And we're going to go further into the records. Now, this is a great brother. After the time that the North American Indians spent over here from the 7th, they left Assyrian captivity 700, 500 BC in that era. They came in this side of the world. That left Judah, the so-called Negro, and Benjamin, the so-called West Indian, to fight against the onslaught of Alexander Greek henchmen and lynchmen that came down on those 2.5 tribes that were left over there. They went back into the land under Zerubbabel out of the Syrian Babylonian captivity. Zerubbabel was called a governor of Israel. And they rebuilt the temple that Solomon had once built. And they rededicated and cleaned it up and so forth. Up until the time when the Alexander the Greek came through Israel and claimed the land and took over the area. And after Alexander reigned for 12 years, he died. And his henchman, Antiochus Epiphanes, from the Seleucid dynasty. You had Cassandra, these top generals, Ptolemy Sada that took Egypt, all right, and Lysimachus. These different generals of Alexander was the one that took over the Middle East. And out of their lineage that came the Herod Agrippa lineage, after they came out of Seleucid dynasty and so forth. Now, during this time, under the Greeks, under the Greco-Roman Empire, there was a group of brothers that came about called the Maccabees. It was called the Hasmonean dynasty. They took back the land from the Greeks and rededicated the temple and cleaned it up because the white people had went in there and perverted the temple and had orgies and had scavengers sacrifice on the altar and defiled the temple. And later on, 3 years after they had defiled this temple, the Maccabees got together and did terrorist acts on them and rededicated the temple. That's where we get Hanukkah from. So we're going to take you from that period. After that, the Maccabees brothers under Alexander Hanius and his family line went and married into the whites from the Herod Agrippa group. The Herod Agrippa group, the white people, learned the laws and customs and so forth too. Antigonus and these different names that you read about that came out of Alexander Hanius' line. And Drusa, the different daughters of Maccabean family line that made alliances with these Greeks and Romans in order to have peace among them. But the law of Israel stated that we were not supposed to give our sons and our daughters to the other nation. Now, Romulus killed Remus and named the city after named the city Rome. From that period, the Maccabees dynasty pretty much blended in with the Herod Agrippa lineage. This is why Christ spoke when he came on the earth and said that the sheep and the goats that came together because the whites had started mixing in and defiling our nation. Just like you got mixed marriages today. This is defilement of our nation. The Most High don't want us to mix with the other nations because the Most High is biased. He's a separatist. Now, as time approached on, Augustus Caesar was ruling when Jesus Christ was born. Tiberius was ruling when he died. As the time migrated on up, you had other groups of great Israelites that came about during this era. You read about different guys, other guys that was given a name like Judas, other Judas and Thaddeus, and then you had the apostles from the Greco-Roman time after Christ died. That's what you read about the movie in Ben-Hur. The name Ben-Hur means son of Hur, which was one of the Israelites' royal families during that era, tribe of Judah. And he witnessed Christ witnessed him being tormented and punished. There was a whole lot of insurrections going on during the time of Christ. Now, to bring you up further, after the Caesar's lineage died out, you had another lineage that came in the Vespasian dynasty. After Nero Caesar died, after he killed Paul and the 12 was put to death, Paul and Peter and the 12 was going all up to Rome and all over Asia Minor. They was going in these areas because they had Israelites there. The Israelites were scattered all over the earth, as I stated earlier. And in this book, I'm going to show you that at one time we was everywhere. This is a map showing you clearly how the migration of Israel was preoccupying Asia and so forth. If I can get this map. What this map shows you is that the 12 tribes, whatever you see highlighted in this book, shows you where Israel was at. Everything you see highlighted in gold and yellow on this map. Ahrayah there? Okay.